up above will send me someone to love.
We don't need your shoes.
We're not gonna have the shoes in the middle of the frame?
No.
Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
I need you to hunch over a little bit so you don't look taller than me though.
Sit up straight.
No, that's not allowed.
So today, let me make sure the mic's on.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Yay.
Great.
Okay.
Now we're go.
Final video. If you've been watching, you'll know that Mike and I have 9 kids. And we're traveling full-time with them in an RV around the United States right now. We're in Washington State today. And today we're doing our final bio video on Elijah. We started at the youngest, and Elijah's the oldest of 9 kids.
Our firstborn.
Firstborn.
Yeah. I just realized I forgot to brush my teeth.
I don't think they'll be able to tell.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay.
I just have crackers in my teeth. Whatever. Well, it tastes good.
It's right here.
This
This side. There you go.
I get it? Yep.
Okay.
I got it. Back on track.
So,
Elijah, well, let's say Elijah was born when we were poor college students. We just were both young and going to school and had been married about a year and a half, and Elijah came along. So he, was a college baby.
came to class with me.
Came to class with me once.
Yeah, we would trade him off between, like, when I would go to class and Mike would go to work. We'd do lots of trading back and
I
forth.
kind of ruined their college for
No,
them.
no, he actually made it a lot funner. But Elijah, even as a baby, was ridiculously curious. He would, I remember when he was just a few months old, like 4 or 5 months old, I had a friend over and they were sitting on the other couch talking to us, and Mike was sitting on another chair, and Elijah was just sitting on the end of my knee going, and if somebody would say something, he'd go. And he would just, they said, I feel like your baby's listening to what we're saying. But he's always been really curious. And honestly, if I could ever describe someone as a Renaissance man, Elijah fits the bill. He's always changing and always surprising us on what he's interested in and what he's good at. For the longest time, he was obsessed with everything scientific. I bought like these really cute science books from like the 60s and 70s. It was like a whole series. I don't know if it was 60s or 70s, but they're really cute colors.
50s, actually.
And my intention was to put them on like shelves because they looked cute in the boys' rooms, which I did. But then Elijah read like every single one. It was like, I think there was like 24 of them. And they were like on, you know, the human body and outer space. And maybe you didn't read every single one.
I read every single
You
one.
read a lot of them.
Yeah, I had
And
nothing else to
That was
do.
the beginning of Elijah's factoidness.
Yes, that's true. He would always
Telling us-
quote us things on that.
And always correcting us on our
And like
wrongs.
for a while, I'd be like, you don't know. I know better. And I've learned I know better that I don't say that now because Elijah's almost always right on his facts. So, so he got obsessed with science. He's always been, I thought he'd be an engineer. You know, he's always been really good at taking things apart, putting them back together. There are many times when Mike and I have had to turn over something that's broken or something that we need help with to Elijah, even as young as 8 years old. And he would help us fix it or figure out how to use a tool. He just knew. Mike and I are not engineers. We're the unengineers, anti-engineers. Not anti, but...
No
the
engineers.
antithesis of.
But now Elijah's, you know, into music and singing and girls. And,
Especially girls.
And yeah, it's just, he's totally different. He's artistic, so he likes breeding, he likes making videos, I don't know. So,
What else do you like to do?
Skateboarding.
oh yeah,
yeah,
now he's into
skateboarding.
skateboarding and Japan.
Oh yeah.
He's really into Japan.
Obsessed.
Obsessed.
With
In fact, is today the 16th?
Yeah, it
Yep.
is.
I think today we're on a Japanese television show. It might be right now.
Oh, did you
our
really?
families.
Did you send him the footage?
No, they're gonna use our YouTube footage.
No,
but
did
anyways.
you send him?
No,
Nope,
they're just grabbing
they're
it
just
off
grabbing it
YouTube.
off of
Oh,
YouTube.
they're pirating it.
Yeah, they
No,
are.
we gave them permission.
They're getting it free.
Anyways,
Free.
so Elijah, why don't you tell us about? Everybody's really curious about like how you like traveling in an RV. What you thought? What did you think when we told you we wanted to travel full time in an RV? Leave all of your friends and go do that.
When you first told me, I thought that we weren't gonna do it because you've had some crazy schemes that they never really.
We
did.
always have something,
In the works.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
works. Or
Well, we used to have a lot of ideas that we didn't do, but I feel like we have a lot of ideas now still, but we do them.
And when they started like selling
You move your
stuff.
hands so we can see your face while
Oh
you're
yeah.
talking.
Oh yeah. Whatever. I'm just gonna hide my
Yeah.
teeth.
Is that a big deal? Okay, stop,
no,
stop.
it's not a big deal. But anyways, yeah, it was when they started like selling stuff and looking at RVs and preparing like for real, then I realized that we were actually gonna do it. And I was super excited because I had just started my YouTube channel at that point, and I've watched some travel vloggers, so I was super excited to be able to make travel vlogs because it'd be really cool because we're gonna be traveling around seeing a bunch of cool stuff, so.
What did you feel about leaving your friends?
I don't think leaving my friends didn't really affect me until probably like the day after we left. I was depressed all day.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And
you were crying a lot, weren't you?
yeah,
No.
just weeping on the couch.
Elijah's one thing is not a crier.
But after that, I think I was fine because I talked to a lot of my good friends, like texting or FaceTime or stuff like that. So
Yeah, he does. Well, and speaking of friends, Elijah is really good at making friends. And something that I really admire about Elijah is he does not see like who's cool and who's not. That doesn't affect him. He's just friends with everybody. And he really like brings groups together, you know?
Yeah.
I think he bridges a lot of divides that might be in a social circle or like at church or something. So I really admire that. He doesn't
Well,
care about who's cool and who's not. He just likes people.
I just can't tell.
You
Well,
can't tell.
Yeah, I
And
can't
also
don't
Elijah,
know.
he doesn't have any fear of making friends either. Like I remember being very socially afraid at, when I was, most of my life and still. But Elijah has no fear when it comes to walking into a group of people and talking to people
Making a fool of myself.
and that's great because that makes him that much more likable by all the people that he comes in contact with. So
He's always smiley.
that's really cool.
How did Luke's dad describe you? Or was it Luke? What did he say you're like? He said you're like a dog.
Oh, right. I'm like a really friendly dog that's always happy and always is like all over everybody, making friends with everybody.
Yeah. Also, he's always moving and making noise, huh, Dad?
Elijah, yeah, he does.
He's always making noise, whether he's singing at the top of his lungs or, I don't know, just making noises. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll
Drumming on things. Yeah. Hitting things.
constant noisemaker.
We didn't realize before that it was because he's musical. Before we're like, why are you always making noise? But
My new hobby is mouth trumpet.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so
my
doing a lot of
gosh.
that lately.
That's a fun hobby. Why don't you try it for us?
I'm on camera, so this might not work
Can
as
you
well.
do it?
I could edit out your bad ones.
Well, I think they would all be bad. It's when I'm smiling, I can't do stuff, because it's like
No, we won't make
smiling
you do it.
so much that I can't constrict my mouth to make certain noises.
Well, that's smiling. It always gets in the way.
Yeah.
Smiling. You gotta stop smiling so much.
But something also I really admire about you, Elijah, is that you learn things so quickly, and you just assimilate the information. Like, he didn't actually used to be good at making friends. Elijah used to be kind of a loner. And
Like
we
a
were
long
at
time ago.
That was my
we were at a
pocket.
track meet, and Elijah was standing there all alone.
This was like in 6th grade, maybe.
6th grade. So what? 4 years ago? 3 years ago? Yeah,
what's the date?
4, maybe
I don't
close
know.
to 4
Somewhere.
years ago, somewhere.
I'm in 10th
And he
grade
was
now,
just
right?
standing
Yeah.
there alone, and there were other kids standing around, but he wasn't talking to any of them. And I said, Elijah, do you know how you make friends? And he said, how? And I said, you just walk up to someone and say, hey, I'm Elijah, what's your name? He's like, oh, really? And then he walked over to those kids and he did it, and they were his friends after that. So,
Yep.
so he just does stuff like that. Like as soon as he learns how to do something, a lot of us will read and learn how people do things, but then we're like, oh, that's interesting. But Elijah will immediately use that information and do something with it. So he's built a lot of things. He was really into, he kind of gets obsessed with topics for a little bit of a time.
Yep.
You were really into, what's it called? Bamboo. He read a bunch of books on
Forgot the
bamboo.
name of bamboo.
He ordered some bamboo, tried to grow it in our backyard.
It's too cold.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Lived.
Then he was obsessed with PVC pipe and made like a bow out of it. What else did you make?
I made of course, a marshmallow gun.
A marshmallow
What else
gun.
are you gonna make with?
Just
PVC?
talking about PVC all the time.
Didn't actually do any plumbing with it, but you know.
No. Plumbing's boring.
He's made his own machetes from pieces of metal that he got at the hardware store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right now he's obsessed with Japan.
He burned little holes in the paint of the car doing that. He had his
Oh right.
little angle grinder out, and,
Yeah.
and
It's
like
the-
sparks
and there's
flying
sparks were
everywhere in the
flying all over the
garage.
car,
Yeah,
and I've
sparks
got
fly like 8 feet when you
there's
use
little
that thing.
pitted holes in the front of our little car now. So things like that
Yeah. So
happen.
he's actually great. He's a great older brother. I couldn't be more pleased to have him as the oldest child in my family to really set the tone for the rest of the kids. He's outgoing, he's fun, he's curious, he's a great homeschooler. He's just really good at homeschooling. How do you feel about being homeschooled?
I really like it.
Yeah, people always wonder if you do.
Yeah.
And people also wonder how you can be social and be homeschooled, but you can, obviously. So we talked about Elijah being into girls, but in our family, you can't actually date until you're 16. So all the girls that he is supposedly into are just his friends. Right? No, I'm just kidding.
Supposedly.
And how old are you, Elijah?
I'm 15.
Yeah, you just turned 15, what, 5 days ago?
A
week ago,
something
maybe?
Like that, yeah.
So,
On the 9th, whenever that
He's
was.
really tall. How tall are you?
6'2" or 3.
Yeah,
Taller than me, that's all I know.
a lot taller. No, I mean a lot.
I'm kind of like the
You can be taller.
giant, strange.
Yeah, he's
giant
always
of the
been
family.
really big.
I don't know where
He's
I
a
got
really
it.
big baby. He was always really big
Yeah, he was
baby.
big from the beginning.
from the beginning. He was 3 weeks early and almost 9 pounds, so big kid.
I never really know what that means.
So he's a great kid. We love him. Oh, shout out. Elijah has his own YouTube channel. We've talked about it before, but
Follow
it's
back.
called Eli Nation, all one word. ELI Nation. You can look it up. You can see behind the scenes. Sometimes you see mom being obnoxious. Am I mean on your channel sometimes?
I don't think you're mean.
Yeah, I'm never mean.
I'm probably angry
well-
in the background.
Just a couple times. Just a couple times.
You hear me yelling
It's like
at
the
the kids.
behind the scenes.
So don't go watch it. No, you
No,
shouldn't go watch it.
yeah. So also, I want to mention, you should go check Elijah's channel out. Elijah has an Instagram. Do we let people follow you? Or are you private?
No, I'm public.
But also, we have an Instagram.
I'm public.
And I suggest you go follow it because sometimes, like yesterday, we didn't post, and it was because we had a mic problem, and everything we filmed at Mount St. Helens
I was
like,
the
silent.
problem with the mic.
Yeah, Mike didn't turn on the mic.
Hey.
But like if we go out of town, like we did when we went up in the mountains and everybody was wondering why we didn't post, if you are our Instagram follower, you'll know that. And also there's fun stuff on there that we don't share because it's just little things that we do that
Do we
aren't
actually
part
have
of videos.
North and South Instagram? Or
No,
is
it's
it
just
you?
mine. It's just Megan Norp. I think there's a link on our YouTube page, though. You could go check it out.
It's mnorp is your
Uh-huh.
handle on there.
Yep. So go check that out. You can go check out Elijah's YouTube channel. Anything else you want to add and tell the world while you have the camera on you?
I got nothing.
You got
Yep,
nothing.
No, I got nothing.
It's got a lot
you're
to say
good.
usually.
We love you. You know that, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good
Okay.
kid.
All right. So we'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching. Hopefully the new microphone worked.
I bet it worked.
It sounds good.
Is it on?
Yep.